My beloved brothers and sisters, too often we pray as if it's just another task to tick off our daily list. We rush through the words, our lips move, but our hearts are distant. We stand, bow and prostrate, yet our minds are wandering somewhere else. But let us remind ourselves today, prayer is not a ritual. It is a relationship. It is the sacred conversation between the created and the creator, between the one in need and the one who provides, between the weak and the Almighty. When you pray, you are not merely performing an act, you are standing in the court of the most merciful. Think about that for a moment. You are addressing the one who knows your past, your present, and your future. The one who knows what you hide and what you reveal. The one who knows the tears you never shed and the pain you never expressed. So when you raise your hands, do not do it absent-mindedly. Feel the weight of that moment. You are speaking to the King of all kings. My beloved brothers and sisters, prayer is not just a daily duty or a sequence of movements. It is the heartbeat of faith. Too often we rush through our prayers, our lips reciting the words, but our hearts wandering elsewhere. Yet, when we truly understand what prayer means, everything changes. Prayer is not a performance, it is a private conversation with the one who knows every secret of your soul. It's not about how long you stand, but how deeply you connect. When you raise your hands and say, Allahu Akbar, you are declaring that nothing in your life is greater than Him. Not your struggles, not your desires, not your fears. In that moment, the world fades and it becomes only you and your Lord. That's the beauty of sincere prayer. It softens the hardest heart and brings calm to the most troubled mind. If your prayer feels empty, it's because the heart is missing. The Almighty doesn't look at the words of the tongue alone. He looks at the state of your heart. You can say little, but if it comes from sincerity, it reaches the heavens. Prayer is not meant to burden you. It's meant to free you. It's the time when your soul breathes after being suffocated by the world. So don't treat it as a habit. Treat it as a meeting with your Creator. Every time you stand before Him, imagine it could be your last prayer. Pour your heart out, let your soul speak, and feel the peace that comes from knowing you are never alone. For when you pray with your heart, you are closer to the Almighty than you can ever imagine. True prayer flows from sincerity, from a heart that stands honest before its Lord. It is not about impressing others, nor is it about how eloquent your words sound. It's about the quiet conversation between your soul and the one who created it. When you stand in prayer, it's not your voice that matters most, it's your intention. The Almighty looks beyond your posture and beyond your recitation. He looks deep into the sincerity of your heart. When you say Allahu Akbar, remind yourself that nothing else deserves your attention in that moment. Leave behind your worries, your pride, and your distractions. Enter prayer with humility, knowing that you are standing before the one who gave you everything you have. The more you humble yourself, the more peace you'll find. A proud heart can't taste the sweetness of true worship, but a heart that bows sincerely finds contentment that no wealth or status can ever bring. Sincerity means praying even when no one is watching. When it's just you and your Creator in the silence of the night. Those hidden prayers whispered with tears carry a weight that no public display can match. When your heart is sincere, your words become powerful, your sujood becomes meaningful, and your soul finds relief. So before every prayer, take a moment to purify your intention. Ask yourself, who am I praying for? If the answer is to please the Almighty, then your prayer is alive. Sincerity gives life to every word you say and beauty to every bow you make. A heart filled with humility and honesty will always find the Almighty close, because He never turns away from a heart that calls upon Him sincerely. You said, Keeper Nanda's 3 expended in 300 words without heading. ChatGPT said prayer does not only change our circumstances, it transforms our hearts first. When you pray with sincerity, something deep within you begins to shift. The worries that once overwhelmed you start to feel lighter, and the burdens you carried begin to fade. That is the miracle of true prayer. It strengthens you from within before it changes anything around you. It teaches you patience, trust, and acceptance. Many times we expect instant results, but prayer is not a transaction, it is a transformation. The Almighty hears every word and sees every tear, but He answers in the best way and at the best time. Sometimes the answer is delayed, not because you are forgotten, but because your heart is being refined. The waiting itself becomes a form of worship, and through it your faith deepens. You learn to surrender, to rely completely on the one who never disappoints. When you pray with a true heart, your perspective changes. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You begin to say, there must be wisdom in this. You stop fighting destiny and start trusting it. That is the power of sincere prayer. It fills you with peace even when life remains uncertain. So, my beloved brothers and sisters, never underestimate the strength that comes from a single heartfelt prayer. Even if nothing seems to change on the outside, something beautiful is growing inside you. Patience, hope, and closeness to your Lord. Every time you fall into sujood, you rise spiritually. Every time you whisper your pain to the Almighty, He writes mercy for you. That is why true prayer is never wasted. It always leaves you stronger, calmer, and closer to the one who listens to every call.